Tell me something good. First sip of coffee. Love it. Let's take a look at Midtown Manhattan today. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. What's up, Ryan Bain? How are you, buddy? I believe you are first as we look over Midtown Manhattan here in New York City. Sun is starting to kind of peek through some of those clouds. What's up, Rachel? How are you? What's up, Jesse Davis? How are you, man? Morning right back at you. Lance, brother man. Like the brother man. What's up, Mark Montano? How are you? Doug Bryson. Debbie, happy Valentine's Day right back at you. I got the morning voice today. My God. Oh, Montana checking in. First time, Alan? Alan Albelman. And Max, what's going on, buddy? I see you on the Facebook group page. If you want to join our Facebook group, it's Opie Radio Podcast. We got a very nice group in there. Only approving a few every day. Just want to build that very slowly. Morning from Halifax. All right, Paul. Of course, it's podcast day. I'm stretching, drinking coffee, talking to you, and looking at this awesome view. Chef Carl Ruiz is back, so make sure you get the latest episode of the Opie Radio Podcast. Episode, wow, can you believe it? 82. And it's called Yay, Carl is Back. There's a link in the description of this live stream. So when you're done checking out this horse shit, you could click on that link and start listening. Or download it for your ride. That'd be cool. So what's going on, man? How are you guys? What's up, Tomash? Yes, he's from Scotland. I love it. Absolutely love it. Speaking of podcasts, can we expect Mark Normand anytime soon? Ryan Bain, were you following me yesterday? I've had some followers over the years. I've had some creeps that have followed me for blocks. Are you one of those guys? Don't hit the button again. No kidding. That Bixby or whatever the hell it's called on the Samsung phone. People that have these Samsungs, I love them. I never looked back after getting my first Samsung. I know a lot of people get the iPhones. Everybody in my family has iPhones, so they get really mad at me because I'm odd man out when they're trying to send group texts and this and that, and it's just whatever. It's just a nightmare, and they can't just send a simple video to my phone, and I just ruined everything in the family by having a Samsung. But they had this Bixby. Of course, it's like it's like Siri for the iPhone. The problem is they have a button right next to the volume button on the side of the phone, and it's very sensitive. You click it once, and it pops on the Bixby. So you could ask it a stupid question, right? And do all that horse shit. But when I was doing the live stream yesterday and I was moving the camera around, I tapped that damn button. Next thing you know, it turns on Bixby. And what that does, it turns off anything else you're doing. And in my case, the live stream. So it was a complete nightmare yesterday. I finally figured out how to kind of deactivate it. So at least it won't pop on so easily. So that was the problem yesterday, and I apologize. I finally just gave up and said, screw it, we'll just do it again. So here we are. Yeah, iPhone boo, there you go. This damn sunrise gets earlier every day. Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, man, do I just keep adjusting what time I do these things? Although we're not really going to get much of a sunrise again today. We haven't had a real good sunrise in a while. So... thanks, buddy. Nicholas can't wait to listen to the new episode of the podcast on his way to work. Thank you. Ashley, hey, buy some professional microphones and do a normal podcast or find a job at a radio station. Oh, there's someone with a little hate in the morning, drinking her haterade. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm doing a podcast that's doing incredibly well. I got professional microphones. They gave me a studio and a lounge at Westwood One. Every once in a while, I sacrifice sound quality so I could be out and about in some unusual locations. But besides that, in general, the audio is just fine. Although I got a little whispery in the diner when Bruce Willis showed up. I didn't even realize that until we were listening back to the raw audio, and I was like, what the hell? I lowered my voice because stupid Bruce Willis was there? Yeah, it is amazing how haters will waste their time in here. Look, man, like anyone else, I certainly had my share of hating over the years. Then you realize how just stupid it is and what a waste of time it is. I don't know why you would get up this early, search me out just so you could throw a little hate my way. It's really strange to me at this point. It really is. Oh yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Jeff Fetter. Jeff Fetter is a knife guy. Customized knives. They're a work of art for real, man. And he's a soldier. He looks out for me. Oh, yeah, he does. Wayne Boo, what's going on? Does Chef Carl know about Fudgy Wudgy bars? Oh, God, I hope not. Watching this from LA, West Coast listener here. Keep it up. Oh, loving it. Yeah, most people love the podcast, so I don't know what to tell you. I've done this a long time, radio, podcast, or whatever you want to call it, and I must say the feedback on the podcast has been really just so good to see. People seem to be really digging it, and it really makes me very happy. But anyway, oh, you're not hating? Relax. All right, Ashley Butterfield, my bad. Fair enough. We can work this out. I have no problem working things out. You can understand that I have an itchy trigger finger because there are certainly a lot of people that do obsess and do hate. So I apologize. Maybe you heard an episode where the audio quality wasn't up to professional standards. Maybe. Anyway, someone asked about Mark Norman. I don't like giving away episodes, but just because you asked today, I did a great episode with Mark Norman yesterday. A great episode. More of a serious tone, to believe it or not. That's what I'm trying to do is a lot of these one-on-one interviews with, a lot of the comics. Really, like, dig in a little bit. So I dug in with Mark Norman yesterday. We had a really good conversation. And I think that's going to come out Monday. I haven't figured it out yet because I got to do another podcast today. So I just got to figure out how it all, works out. But most likely Mark Norman, his episode will be out Monday, and it was great. It was great seeing him. I should have had him on the podcast sooner. Oh, this was kind of some of the stuff I was talking about yesterday. When I got let go from SiriusXM. By the way, a big thank you to SiriusXM Satellite Radio. Waiting for the reaction. But yeah, I am thanking SiriusXM for doing the right thing. They let me go, I don't know, a year and a half ago. Honestly, they came up with some lame-ass reason why they were, quote, at the time, firing me. I was brought up right. My dad always said to, fight for what's right. I knew it was BS at the time. They knew it was BS at the time, to be honest. And I started fighting for my money that they still owed me, which was a pretty penny. And then there, a lot of the haters, including Anthony, had to get on my case and thought it was ridiculous that I was fighting for my money and I should just let it go. I don't know why Anthony needed to be involved in my personal finances. But he was at the time, as well as others, thinking it was ridiculous to fight those guys. And long story short, they absolutely saw it my way. And they paid every single penny of my owed contract. So they did right by me in the end. I'm not happy about the circumstances of leaving after being there for 14 years. And most likely bringing in, I would say, over $1 billion for the company. I think that's conservative, how much money we brought in for the company. But, you know, they run the company. They can do whatever they want. But like I said, in the end, they did right by me, and they paid out my contract. So that proves that I was not officially fired. So I could finally put that to bed. And I wish SiriusXM nothing but the best as they move on with their shit. So there you go. All right. Greg, does your wife and family like the new podcast versus your old gig? Wait, what else did you say in there? Shoot. Can I scroll back, or am I going to mess something up? Oh, yeah, like schedule and content. No, my wife, my family, my friends. You'll hear what Mark Norman says about it on the next episode of the Opie Radio podcast. I'll tell you, Mark goes, wow, you are so relaxed. You're so zen. It's really good to see. And I said, believe it or not, this is more me than not. I just went through a tough period there with a lot of stress that was getting the best of me. So with that said, people around me love the podcast. Absolutely love it. They see that I'm happy. They see that I'm relaxed. They see that I'm laughing again. They see that I'm enjoying myself again. And yes, the wife and the kids absolutely love the schedule. Because it's funny, I'll give you a little inside baseball. So when the morning show blew up and the company came to me, yay, Mark Norman, can't wait. Thank you, Ginger. When the company came to me and back and told me they're, moving me out of mornings and putting me in afternoons, most people would be like, wow, that's a much easier schedule. You don't have to get up early and all that crap. I told the company I'm not doing afternoons. And that's when they famously told me, well, then you don't have a job. And then at that point I was not prepared. I wasn't prepared for that statement, so I had to take it. And even with that, I was building a damn good radio show for them. But like I said, in the end, they didn't see it that way, and that's fine. They own the company. But the reason I wasn't happy about doing afternoons was because I wasn't going to see my kids at all. Maybe I could, not maybe, I was able to bring them to school, and then I wouldn't see them till like 8:30 at night. This is now almost a couple of years ago at this point, year and a half ago, so they were even younger. So I was seeing them for less than an hour a day. And that really, really bummed me out. I did not like that. So with my new schedule, I get to see my wife and my kids way more. So yeah, I'm very happy doing the podcast. To be completely honest, the numbers are really good, but I'm used to, talking to a lot more people. So that's a little weird. That's a weird adjustment. If I could get more ears on the product, and I have no doubt I can, then I'll be even happier because I am competitive. So there you go. Oh, we do have a little sun. Look at this. There you go. There you go. What's up, Mark Catfish? How are you? Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, you got to learn that in life. You absolutely got to learn that in life. So, what else is going on? Oh, I got something to show you. So there's a guy. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Yes. Okay, so this is a guy in Canada. Where is he in Canada? Saskatchewan, Canada. Maybe you Canadians, there's a few in the room, know this story. Wow, that's actually going to be pretty decent in a minute or two. We might have to stay on a little later today so you could see that light up those clouds. So you got a guy in Canada, and he applies for a vanity plate, right? And they said, no, you can't have your last name on your license plate because it's offensive. His last name is Assman. I'm sure he pronounces it strange, like Osman or something like that. It brings me back. Zoom in on some freaks. Oh, really? I'm looking out the window. Yeah, there's nothing going on. We'll do some peeping next week. I promise you. For the regulars, they know what I'm talking about. I have another view over here where we can peep into some windows and see if there's any action. No problem. Anyway, there's this guy in Canada, Osman. I'm sure he pronounces it that way, but it's absolutely spelled out Assman. And so they tell him that he can't have his name on his vanity plate. So he took matters into his own hands. And this is what he did. You ready for this? Let me go over here real fast. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go. How great is that? He goes, oh, really? You're not going to let me have ass man on my vanity plates? So he puts a giant, I mean, that is giant. So he created a giant ass man decal for his truck instead. That is freaking hilarious. That's, oh, and then they asked him about it locally. After Dave Assman's license plate denied, he opts for giant Assman decal, like I just showed you. And his quote is, see, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of a sarcastic ass, and well, I just want to go big. So there you go. This guy tweeted, don't let anyone, and I do mean anyone, stand between you and your truth. That's awesome. So that's kind of big news in the fun section of the news. So yeah, Bob, that is awesome. Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song, huh? Sorry, having Carl back isn't a good thing. No thanks, Kent. Wow, Kent, what goes on with people? I mean, Carl is established on the podcast. I mean, most people would say yes, more Carl. That's too bad. I mean, if that's what you think, I disagree with you strongly. I think we have really, really good chemistry. And, oh, there's a beam of the sun just shooting up into the clouds. I don't think it, yeah, the phone's not really capturing that. Damn. Nah, Kent's not a douchebag. He's not. But if I do a lot of episodes with Carl, he might want to move on to something else. What can I tell you? And then Katy Perry's in trouble today. Look at me doing a little material for my windowsill. Who's up on the blackface controversy? It's all over the place. Now you got people out there, the social justice warriors, that are making believe they have this morality, and they got to like make sure everything is on the up and up out there in the social media world. So they're just searching left and right all day for someone that's doing wrong. And today and yesterday, it's Katy Perry's turn. You know, Katy Perry, the last time we talked about her, she was at the Grammys in that ridiculous dress. That giant, I don't, oh man, do I have to show the dress again? You guys saw the dress, right? She looks so stupid. She's still a very young lady with an amazing body, and then she just distorted it with this giant pink dress where the whole bottom of it was incredibly round. Like she looked like the Wide Family if I got some old timers in the room from the SNL skit. But anyway, so the blackface thing is just completely taken over. If you could just cut out the Cuomo skyline and leave the sunrise, that'll be great. What's the Cuomo skyline? I don't understand that. I get distracted reading your comments. Maybe that's funny and I'm just stupid. Who knows? But today, Katy Perry... yeah, thank you. Okay, good. The first tweet, because the first tweet is absolutely what I think of this. So, sorry. Oh wait, what happened to Katy Perry? She was so hot. Now a short-haired Ellen DeGeneres looking. I don't mind Katy Perry with the short hair. I think she's really sexy still. No, you like your ladies with the longer hair. I guess I like women that have longer hair too, to be honest with you. But I mean, some could look really sexy with the short hair. So Katy Perry has these shoes out, and there's a lot of outrage because they look like this. Yes. We have another blackface controversy. So now there's all sorts of Katy Perry's racist and blah, 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 blah. The first tweet I see is, if you see racism or blackface on these shoes, let me tell you that you need mental help. And I'm completely sure that people would complain if the shoes didn't have a black version. Stop complaining about everything. Damn it. Grow up. That's the first tweet about it. And honestly, I agree with that guy. First, it was Prada. I guess Prada had the wacky blackface type shoes. Then Gucci. Now Katy Perry's namesake brand faces criticism over two styles of shoes that some say features imagery that resembles a blackface. Yeah, Cindy Reeves, you're right. Jesus, we can't have shoes with faces? What the fuck? I don't think Katy Perry was sitting there thinking, let's make blackface shoes. Oh, look at me not turning off my my sounds. Someone just texted me. Anyway, it's too bad, because I'm sure Katy Perry and her people and the company that is helping her with those shoes are in a complete and utter panic, and I'm sure they're shutting down everything and getting the shoes off the shelves and out of stores. And honestly, I discussed this with Mark Norman on the episode that's coming out probably Monday, and it's like, if these companies would just hang in there, let everyone babble and blah, 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 blackface, 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 blah, 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 racism, blah, 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 I'm offended, blah, 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 blah. Just let the people just wear themselves out. That ridiculous circus that's been with us for, I would say, a long time now. I mean, it goes back to like the Imus days at this point. That circus will leave your town and move on to something else, meaning if you just hang in there and tell the truth and go, look, our intention wasn't to have blackface shoes. We think this is a cool style. Women seem to dig it. We're not doing anything. All we can tell you is, look, if you think this is blackface, we're sorry. We're sorry to you that you think that way, but we're keeping our product in the stores and on the shelves. Those people will just punch themselves out, and they will have to move on to something else. But for some reason, corporate America still is in that complete panic, and when this stuff hits, they just have to like hose it down and make it go away immediately. So, and that just gives the people power to move on to the next thing. You're giving these whack jobs power, absolute power. The Gucci sweater that we talked about, where it was a turtleneck and it pulls up under the girl's nose, and then there's a hole that lines up with the mouth, and then on the outside of the hole on the sweater, it's a giant red lipstick. You know, I thought the sweater looked stupid. I can't imagine anyone actually wearing it, but that was deemed to be racist. And then Gucci is apologizing and panicking and taking their product out of all the stores, and I'm sitting there like, there's no way your intention was to make a racist sweater. So tell the world that, and tell them tough shit if you think this is a blackface sweater. I wonder if we'll ever get to that point. I don't know. I doubt it, but what are you going to do? Good morning from Massachusetts, Hope. Robert, Lori, how are you? Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day to you too, my friend. I think we're going casual today with the Valentine's Day. I think we gotta get the kids to school. And then I believe we're going to, I think we're going to go check out another museum here in New York City. It's been our thing lately. Going to museums. There's a lot of museums in New York besides the basic ones, so I believe we're going to do that. And then we're going to kind of celebrate Valentine's Day later with the kids when they get home from school. So it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys, I think we did enough. Not too bad today. I'm not sure if there's anything else I wanted to say. Like I said, we did a great episode, or I went solo because Carl ran back to Flavortown to do more TV. But so here's the big plug today. You got episode 82 of the Opie Radio podcast. It's called Yay, Carl is Back. The link is in the description of this live stream. Please click on that. I'd really appreciate that. Definitely want to grow the numbers and get a few more people listening to this thing. Also, yeah, we got a Facebook group, and it's good, man. It's a good hang. It's a good hang. Avoid it if you just want to hate. I mean, there's plenty of places where you could go to trash me and my podcast, but at least at least in the Facebook group, it's a good hang where we're just light, easy, laughing a little bit, promoting the podcast. So it's called Opie Radio Podcast is the Facebook group. I think we got over, I don't know, what do we got? Over 100 members. And I got requests for at least a couple hundred more, and I'm just slowly like sprinkling them in. So, yeah, join us if you like, okay? You know what? I got to get the kids up. I'll give you a little taste of the latest episode of the Opie Radio Podcast. I do come back and mop up this live stream. So if you want to hang in there, that'd be great. If not, I understand. Enjoy your day. Make sure you get the podcast. But here's a little taste as I go wake up the kids, and I will be back. So episode 82. Make sure this phone doesn't fall. Let me just do this. See, look, it wants to fall. Oh, God. All right, let's do this. All right. Opie Radio and Impulsive with Logan Paul are the top pods. ATM. I don't know what ATM means. Well, I know what ATM means, but I don't know what it means in the podcast world. All right, a little sample. I'll be right back. Oh my.
Hey, it's Joey Salvia, and we got a great show for you. It's Greg and Carl Ruiz in the Westwood One studio. It's time for the Opie Radio Podcast. Carl. Live from the West One Studios, it's fucking Boo! I was going to start this podcast by saying, yay, Carl is back! I'm back, bitches. And then I realized, why would I do that to myself? Because it's just going to be followed by a boo, no matter what. We are in the Westwood One Lounge in the heart of Times Square here in New York City for the Opie Radio Podcast with Carl Ruiz. Boo! And I thought we were meeting here around 9:30. I got here and then I wrote you and I had to find out that you weren't coming until at least 11:30. So I've been just chilling out in this lounge. I'm so sorry. I took a little nappy poo. I can imagine. And then I hear the door opening. I'm the only one here today. And then this like frumpy guy walks in. Ooh. And I got my ass crack out because I'm sleeping, you know. Oh, you sleep towards the back of the couch? I decided to sleep towards the back of the couch. And then, you must feel safe. And then all of a sudden I wake up because I hear this presence, and there's this frumpy guy at the door looking at me. He must have been staring at my ass crack. He goes, oh, I'm the only one here today, and I decided to do some exploring to see what was behind that door. Meaning, you know, the door over there that enters this area. You should have shown him your junk. Like, this is what's behind that door, frump monster. Get out of here. No, don't kick rocks. Go kick rocks. And then all of a sudden, I'm starting to get bored because that guy woke me up. So I start checking on Carl by just going on your Twitter, brother. You know I'm around. You know where Carl is by just going on his Twitter. Oh, my God. Carl Ruiz. And I see him. He goes, I've been in... what was the post? I've been in New York City for 3 minutes, and you're already at a Gray's Papaya. Gray's Papaya eating a hot dog. I had to. I just came from California. Man. Right. So then I'm like, because now I'm like, because you're, whatever. I wasn't actually mad, but I'm just saying. You were Opie, man. Like, this fucking guy, we got to do a podcast. Yeah, exactly. I was anxious to see you. I haven't seen you in a while because you're out there in California being a big TV star for the Food Network. So I see the picture of you at Gray's Papaya, and I'm like, this is going to be a test of our friendship. It's going to happen right the fuck now. Really? So that's what I'm thinking in my head. And then I get a text from you, hey, man, I'm downstairs. So I'm like, here comes the test. Let's see if Carl passes the fucking test. And I go down to the lobby, and there's Carl. I got a big smile on my face for real because I haven't seen you in a bit. And in his hand... podcast noise. In his hand, in a little paper bag, is a hot dog for the Opster. Hope you got a hot dog. You passed the test, That's my brother. I pulled you out of the river. Twin battle. Because I'm like, if he comes empty-handed, knowing that I like to graze papaya as well. I'm not going to not go to Graze and get you a hot dog. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. There's certain things, there's codes in life, and that's one of the codes. You get a hot dog, you're going to go see somebody. Yeah. Bring them a hot dog, because it's a win-win. If you didn't want the hot dog, now I get another hot dog. Of course. Right? So why wouldn't you bring another fucking hot dog? And who doesn't like hot dogs? A lot of people, man. No. A lot of people don't like hot dogs. They make believe they do. Right. But they don't really like hot dogs. Well, what are they doing wrong, man? Well, they're just wrong people. They're shit people. No, hot dogs are good every single time. I was in California, man, and I went on a date. Ooh! And, I said, let me try something, let me try something new. Right. So we go to this beautiful place in Napa. The girl is, look, I mean, I'm doing a lot better now. Good for you, Carl. Almost 50 pounds. Yeah, man. I mean, I would always hit 8s. Yeah. It would be like, I invented the helicopter, or I'd have to wait for him to get high, or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. But now, like 3 in the afternoon, I'm playing ball. Well, I gotta really quick, and then we'll get back to your story, obviously, about you losing 50 pounds. So, recently I was going through some old pictures that I wanted to post, and it's not even that old. There was our comedy show down there in Philly that we did just before we got fired. Monster back then. Oh, that's right. You brought her. I brought her. She was the worst. She was actually pleasant that day. Yeah, because she was staying at the Ritz-Carlton. You went there to get married. I went there on a Tuesday. You know what's great about you? I'm thinking to myself, his ex-wife was actually pleasant that day. Right. And I'm like, no, I do bring that up because I know he's going to have an answer for that. I know it's going to go somewhere. But anyway, it was our comedy show. I'm looking at your wife, like she's like taking care of you. You know what I mean? And Lindsay's like, like we were going to that bar. She saved a seat for you. Oh, yeah. My wife is over there slow dancing with Vic Henley talking about some obscure Duran Duran B-side fucking song, and I'm left alone like a feral cat, just like walking around Philadelphia, all fat and hot. Fucking sweating. Yeah. She's why her hair extensions are all falling out of her hair, and I have to make believe I'm okay with it. You know what's so funny about the Vic Henley angle? For the people that don't know, the last. All right, there you go. We're back live. That was a little taste of episode 82 of the Opie Radio podcast. It's called Yay, Carl is Back. Man, if you haven't subscribed yet, do so. Just put Opie Radio in your podcast app, and, my stuff will pop up, and I'd appreciate it, to be honest with you. All right, Chris Young, love the podcast with Carl. Right on, man. Thank you, sir. It's a really, really good episode because we haven't seen each other in a while, so we talk about a lot of fun stuff. Rachel, the way Carl dramatizes Opie's childhood stories are hilarious. Yeah, absolutely. Carl has really embraced my childhood stories more than anyone in the past. He really enjoys the craziness that was my upbringing with me and my 6 siblings out there on Long Island. All right, guys. When is the Mark Norman podcast out? Yeah, so I think it's going to be Monday. I think, but I'm recording another podcast today, and then I got to decide the schedule. But it's looking like Monday, and I'm telling you, it came out great. It was great to see Mark Norman. Oh yeah, I didn't really explain that. Like, I even told Mark I should have had you on the podcast sooner, but after I was let go from Sirius, I took some time off. I knew I had to put some distance behind myself and the old company and the old show, and if I was going to come back, which obviously I have at this point, I wanted it to sound very different than anything I've done in the past, because there's no way I could compete with the whole Opie and Anthony phenomenon. That was insane. That was just a very special time. So I kind of avoided a lot of people that would remind the new audience or the audience that came with me, reminded them of the old show. So that's why, like, people like Mark Norman and others, I waited until I established the podcast before bringing them back. So anyway, probably too much inside crap that no one gives a fuck about. I get it.
All right, guys. We're gonna tap out. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for joining me on the live stream. I really appreciate it. We do this on a pretty regular basis. Got a Facebook group. It's called Opie Radio Podcast. And with that, I'm out of here. Love you. Miss you. Thanks for the continued support. It means the world to me. All right, guys. We'll talk. Yeah, we'll do this tomorrow. Maybe on Instagram, though. I got to figure that out. But it's either on Facebook or Instagram tomorrow. So I'll